shooting 380s with cold hands and inducing failures, simulating a Murphy's Law situation, how much does the size of your 380 come into play? All right, we are back at the beautiful Banner shooting range. Some people might think low 30s with the wind gusting over 30 miles per hour is poor range conditions, but if you know our channel, you know this is perfect range weather. And we have a test set up today to take advantage of such ideal conditions. What test, you might be wondering, viewer? Well, we have snap caps, not just one of them, but two of them. And what we're gonna do here today, you'll notice I don't have gloves on. I have not been wearing gloves all morning. Let me get this stuff out of this pocket. So what I'm going to do is we're gonna drop the snap caps in the pocket. We are gonna be shooting the Fiocchi Target Max ammunition today. And all of our magazines today, after the first round, I'm gonna load one round in our magazine, so the last round isn't a failure. I don't want the very last round to be a failure, but otherwise the next 9 are going to go in the pocket. So there is 11 bullets in the pocket. I am going to load with my eyes closed. Hopefully the first one is not a snap cap. Here we go. We'll fast forward this part for you. Insert elevator music now.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl.
Now, one reason that Fiocchi, or at least the choice of bullets, is useful today is my snap caps and our Fiocchi Target Max are the same design of bullet. So at least without looking in numb hands, I can't tell the difference between one or the other. Okay, here we go. Hopefully we did not just load 9. Let's take a look. Is the last round. Okay, so at least the first 2 are normal. Here we go. So we're guaranteed now to have, survey says, we're guaranteed to have 2 failures in this magazine. They won't be the first round, they won't be the last round. Now, unfortunately, knowing that there's a failure means we're kind of prepared for it, which this test is more fun when, say, you have a member of the crew with you and they can load your magazines, and so you don't know which ones might have a failure, which ones will. Anyway, what we're going to try to do here today is we're going to do this with the Bodyguard 2.0. We're going to repeat the same thing with the LCP Max and then the Ruger Security 380, and we're going to see which is, of the 3, the easiest to clear this type of malfunction. This is where potentially the more stout recoil spring of the Bodyguard 2.0 combined with its thin nature, is that going to be too much of a challenge for today's cold hand failure test? Let's find out. Here we go. I'm going to do these right-handed today. Our targets are set up at 10 yards. Those are 6-inch targets at 10 yards. Here we go. Oh, and of note, I am not going to try to clear the failure as fast as possible. Safety is going to be the #1. So I'm going to try to make sure our firearm, when we have a failure, is going to stay pointed down range. And when I go to clear the malfunction, that we stay pointed down range. So if our speed suffers in the name of safety, we're okay with that. Here we go. Okay. That first one, definitely a little tricky to get out. Let me find our snap caps and we'll repeat. Okay, this time with our LCP Max, I'll load one, so it's not the last round. 1, 2, we have 3, we need 7 more. Let's hope my math was not terrible. Here we go. Cold hands, 2 failures test, Ruger LCP Max center target. Okay. Unfortunately, I was unable to locate our second snap cap for the Ruger Security 380 portion of today's test. Oh well, we'll just have to make do with one failure on that one. With our hands going in the colder direction, our LCP Max target trended certainly in the negative direction. Looks like only 2 hits on our target, maybe 4 hits on the paper altogether. Let's now do with our Security 380. Here we go. This firearm has been sitting out in the cold now for this whole day, so even the firearm itself is quite chilly in the hands. Here we go. Okay. Looks like at least 8 of 10 on our target, or I should say 8 of 9 on our target. As the final segment in today's video, we are going to do, we're just going to call it the cold hands test. We'll do 10 shots with our Ruger Security 380, 10 shots with the LCP Max, 10 shots with the Bodyguard 2.0, and because I have 5 rounds of Fiocchi Target Max left, we will then reload those 5 rounds in the Bodyguard 2.0 with our 1 snap cap that we were able to find, and do 1 less cold hands malfunction test. Here we go, let's get to it. Security 380 at our right hand target. We have 9 of 10 from our previous test already on the target. Here we go. We might have 8 of 10 on the target. We'll have to count it up on target cam later. Security 380, certainly very easy to shoot in today's conditions. Let's see if the LCP Max can match it now. Here we go. Okay, we put a few more hits on the paper. It looks like our shots are trending to the left. In the cold, the LCP Max today, very uncomfortable to shoot in today's cold. It just, the recoil feels even snappier than usual. Let's see how the Bodyguard 2.0 does now. Okay, I don't know that I did much of any better though. I think 2 of the shots at least are kind of close to the bullseye. Bodyguard 2.0 not quite as yowzer on the hand. Let's do our last cold hand failure simulation test now. Okay, I don't want the last shot to be a failure, so. And hopefully not the first shot. Uh-oh, I dropped one. Okay, it's a good one. Here we go. Okay, so the first one and the last one are not failures. Somewhere in between is going to be a failure. Here we go. Left-hand target. Okay, that could be one of these snap caps. You may have noticed was a little more challenging than the others to get out, and this might not be that one. We have no way of knowing at this point, but without gloves, I could not clear that. Is this the one that is difficult to extract? Survey says no. Okay. There you go. I feel like that was a good test. As we seek relief from the weather and retreat to the comfort of our green screen, the primary takeaway from today's video is the obvious: winter is coming. In addition to that obvious winter is coming takeaway, another major takeaway we can see in today's video is, at least as far as the 3 firearms in today's video go, the larger, easier to manipulate Security 380, when that Murphy's Law failure that we induced happened, it was easier to clear that failure compared to the other smaller, what we'll call pocketable double stack 380s, than that larger compact double stack 380. For both the Bodyguard 2.0 and the LCP Max, we did see at least one instance where there was even more slow you down trouble than normal for our Murphy's Law test today. And I'm going to say overall, the difficulty on the Bodyguard 2.0 was more than the LCP Max when it comes to clearing that failure. Some of that, I think, is the recoil spring and the added difficulty that adds when trying to just rack the pistol overall. And I think some of that is the nature of the design, where I just don't get a very good grip on the Bodyguard 2.0, while the flaring on the end of the LCP Max allows me to get a little better hold of the top of the firearm to clear it in that type of failure. The last and minor takeaway from today's video is we'd like to think it helps highlight the importance of training not only on those beautiful, perfect days at the range, but those days that we consider those beautiful, perfect days at the range. When the weather's crappy, take advantage of it and go out there and practice those failures in the controlled conditions when you're able to. Because if you think about it, if Murphy's Law happens and you do have to use your firearm in a self-defense situation, it's probably going to be when some other craziness is happening to go along with it, and be as prepared as you can be. Well, anyway, that's probably a good spot to end today's video. If you found today's video informative, or at least you enjoyed it, like the video and share it with your friends and family. Those things help the channel greatly, and we'd appreciate it. Fred and I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a good night. So, are you ready? Oh, that a boy. That a boy. Okay.